Bambu Lab just released a firmware update for the P1P printers, and it says it's going to use machine learning in order to help make it easier than ever for you to make prints and to learn from mistakes of other people to make better prints all of the time. Or are they spying on us? Or is this a company that really wants to make the market better and they're taking baby steps to do that? There's some people who are already really unhappy at the way that Bambu handles its cloud printing services. When doing things like custom work or doing print farms, often the printers don't want people to see their files. They've custom designed something, it's made specifically for the client, and they don't want it in any way shareable with the public. So when I started my printer up today and I did the firmware update, there was a QR code at the end that said scan it to learn more information, and this is what it says. In the 3D printing community, we learn from each other's successes and failures to adjust our own slicing parameters and settings. The P1P series follows the same principle and uses machine learning to improve its performance from the successes and failures of the vast number of prints by our users. We are training the P1P series to be smarter by feeding them real-world data. If you're willing, this service will access information from your error logs and usage logs, which may include information described in our privacy policy. We will not collect any personal data by which any individual can be identified directly or indirectly, including, but not limited to, names, addresses, payment information, phone numbers. By enabling the service, you agree to these terms and the statement above regarding our privacy policy. But here's what the privacy policy says they can collect. When you create a Bambu Lab account, we collect your email address, password, profile photo, profile name, user ID, user login token, and other information for account verification. Okay, you want to log into the service, we have to know who you are. When you purchase products, we collect your name, address, zip code, mobile phone number, physical address, country, and other information. Okay, if you want to buy stuff, they have to know where you are. That makes sense. Payment information, if you buy something, they collect your payment information, including bank details, bank card type, and other payment card information. Okay, if you want to pay them, they have to know how you're paying them. Transaction information includes the purchase history, sure. When you use Bambu Lab products or services, we collect your device ID from which your device could be identified. We also collect other information about your device, such as operating system, hardware version, device model, device serial number, and network connection. And this includes the more important information about 3D model data. When you initiate the print job through the cloud, we will collect your 3D model data, such as 3D model files and/or printing information. Under any circumstances, without your permission, Bambu Lab will not read, analyze, or process your 3D model files, and we will not grant any third-party access to your 3D model files. So to summarize that, when you're sending things to the cloud, they're already saying that they are not looking at the model files. And I think there's a lot of people who are not going to read that information when they start to complain about the new information that Bambu is voluntarily asking people to opt in to improve the service. So if you opt in for this machine learning program, you send your usage logs and your error logs, but what good does that do them without knowing something about your print files, right? Well, it says that without your information, Bambu will not analyze your print files, and the other document says that with your permission, they will look at your error logs and your usage logs, and so in no place does Bambu say that they're going to be looking at your actual files. Since they're looking at the error logs and the usage logs, I guess you can look at those two things and figure out what kind of things go wrong. So for example, if you're printing to the Bambu PLA profile and they find that a lot of prints are failing when the temperature is set to the default temperature, maybe they will change the default temperature in order to get a more successful print. Interestingly, there was someone on Reddit a while ago who's talking about how they just did a doctoral project on 3D printing and using artificial intelligence to make it better. He was talking about a system where a camera on a 3D printer could look at the prints and on the fly change the prints in order to make them better. The biggest thing people get wrong in 3D printing is the settings. How many wall loops do I need? What should my infill be? What should my temperature be? How much should my brim width be? What should my contact distance be between my supports? All this kind of stuff is the kind of stuff that new 3D printing people just don't understand, and they don't want to understand. Bambu said in a summary about their first year of operation that they really wanted to make the 3D printing experience as simple as the iPhone experience or any other smart gadget experience, and I think that this is a first step in that. I'm going to be reaching out to Bambu to see if they can give me a little bit more information about what they mean by what they're looking at in the error logs and the usage logs, but in the meantime, let me know in the comments below what you think. Also, let me know in the comments below if there's anything that you want me to ask the people at Bambu Lab about this and about what they're planning to do with this information to make the experience better for you. If you want to see my honest reviews of 3D printers like the Bambu Lab P1P, you can see that here. You can subscribe with this big button up here or just do it down there. It's a lot easier to do that. For Dave Tries This, I'm David Schloss. Thanks as always for giving this a try.